there's this clip of this life coach going around the internet, like it's kind of going viral. So she's a life coach, and she had this breakup, and after this breakup, she intentionally put the camera down and begins to break down right in front of the camera. It was just one of the weirdest things ever. All of my homies, all of my people, they thought it was funny. I thought it was quite sad. See, I've struggled with identity crisis for quite some time. And I know what it is to live a life of wisdom, yet and still struggle with the necessary wisdom in your real life. Yeah. Great people. Blessing life to you. Come on, man. Happy Sunday to you, man. I don't want nothing from you. I don't want nothing at all, man. LR Pearlsy in the building representing Nazarite Strength LLC. You already know Nazarite Strength. We strong up in the building. We holding it down. Be ever mindful, man of God. Your identities matters. Yeah. So we touching on the subject, right? And so this woman is having this breakdown, and she's just having a hissy fit, and so the internet is going, well, like look at this nut, right? But in actuality, sometimes we can begin to wear our brand to the fact that we don't necessarily feel as though we got to do the work anymore. I wonder if you can hear me a little bit. We forget that it took meditation to get to the point to be able to understand this point of view. It took an extensive amount of research and accumulation of knowledge, bouncing ideas back and forth off of comrades, off of colleagues, maybe off your children, just to get a feel for the different dynamics of the very thing that we are searching, or the very thing that we are attempting to excel in. Yeah. In the midst of that, we lose ourselves. The work is necessary because you yourself need to understand. Before anybody can get it, you got to understand what it is to have a breakup. You got to understand what it is to lose it all, gain it back, lose it all again. It is you, right? When those business propositions, they don't come through because you ain't had enough giddy up, or you ain't give enough presentation, and it's agonizing you at night, that's work being done. To dig deeper into your soul, to dig deeper into your catalog, right? To figure out exactly what it is that you need to make happen in order that you may be successful, in order that you may help all of the people that you are attempting to help. Speak into all of the people that you're attempting to speak into. Break the chains off of all the individuals that you need to break the chains off of. That's your duty. That's your mandate. I'm talking about life coaches. I'm talking about people that speak into your life. I'm talking about ministers. I'm talking about elders. Your man of God. His identity is wrapped up in the ideology that he truly understands that he is sinner first and every day is a grind. When he lose perspective of that, he lose perspective of the humanality of his nature, and thus he lose the ability to defend because he no longer thinks about defense. You hear what I say? He ain't defending himself no more. There ain't no guarding of the heart. Now he believes that it just bounces off, and now you adhere to my command. My word is the word of God, and that's what it is. I'm not working anymore. I'm not calling out to God anymore. I'm not writing down those scriptures to allow myself to know what it is that I need to have my mind soldiered on, because I got to renew my mind in order to get a true renewal. And you hear me? I thought it was sad. I'm a drug addict. I had to openly admit that I was an alcoholic and that I was helpless over the job. Because to me, drinking alcohol was like a job. It wasn't really the thing I really wanted to get out to, but I just want to escape this life. I think that I was misplaced. I was ahead of time, and then I'm behind time. It's confusing at times, but in the midst of it all, I stay true to myself, but I just stay in my own little box box. And so now the question is, what's driving you so much? And it seems as though you've been missing. So we thought that you were probably down and looking, but no, 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 no. You look real nice. You look real healthy. No, you speaking real strong. You speaking real bold. What has changed? And you've been gone for so long, and yet you're talking about you had some problems and you've been struggling. You lost it all. I'm confident in my identity. If I've done nothing else, I've worked on my identity. If I've done nothing else, I know what it is to sob in secret because of all of the regrets, because of all of the things that you missed out on all of the mistakes, losing your children, not being in contact with them, trying to come up with ideas, having all of the things used against you, not having the proper channels, the proper information to go about your life in order that you may get the custody, whatever the case may be, baby. Maybe you got relationship issues, right? It's wrapped up in your identity. In one sense, you understand that you are worth so much more than any abuse, so much more than verbal, so much more than not having every single thing that you ask for when you ask for it, but yet and still, you're still there. What's stopping you? This ain't no rant. I'm tying in the things together when it gets down to identity, because sometimes we begin to look at people and we begin to see them as their title or their image, and we forget they don't look like they're doing the work. Nah, not all of us smart enough to understand that time don't heal nothing, man. Yeah. Don't let them keep gassing y'all up talking about time heals all wound, unless, I said this earlier, unless time is defined as God, then time ain't healing shit. Time is just giving you time away from the scenario, from the problem, from the altercation, from the thought, from the area. And so you don't have to deal with it. In the midst of being away from that, you've been doing a little something else. So your focus been over there. Ain't no work done on that. So that's quite often when we see something that we ain't had done, that we ain't rectified, that we ain't reconciled, that heart drop, you ain't did the work. It's reminding you ain't did the work. It's reminding your identity. Fam. Check, dig. If I get you and I ask you, what do I get when I get you? What would you say? If I told you your title was off the table, that we can't discuss your money, that we're not talking about your bread. If I wanted you to take it back to the original proclamation of why you were creating your brand and why you desire people to follow you, so what do I get when I get you? Am I going to get the person that's still beat up and battered inside, that haven't written down or hadn't gotten the things out verbally, spoke with anyone about being abused, spoke with anyone about the secret things that they haven't shared with anyone as far as being touched by family members, as far as losing out on the special woman in and around their lives because they cheated too much and now they can't seem to get her out of her mind. So now you find yourself just trying to follow her all around, thus putting yourself more in jeopardy once them boys keep on rolling on you and coming on you and tacking these charges on you. I'm talking about identity. I'm talking about, what do I get when I get you? Do I get a problem solver? Do I get a guy that's all about the money and forget the emotional portion, or I got a guy that's all about the emotional person and can't seem to get the money? What do I get when I get you? Maybe you a bad bitch, and maybe you talking about you are the table, but maybe you forgetting that the table was constructed into order to bring us together. Maybe you not the inviting type. Your identity is not wrapped up in being the table. So maybe you can't say you the table, because the table was meant to bring us together. The table was meant to help us delegate, help us eat, help us find common ground. You ain't the type that like people to find common ground. You quite aggressive, and you about your money chase. You about your career. What do I get when I get you? If I take that career away, if I take the money away, Just something to think about. We riding her, but at the same time, be ever mindful if you ain't been in that place, it's a little tough to deal with. When you think that finally someone sees you for exactly who you are, because I'm thinking I seen her, it wasn't all like that. But finally, yeah, I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just saying it wasn't all like that. I seen her. It wasn't all like that. I'm just trying to say, I ain't tripping. I'm just saying, I seen her. She ain't all like that. I'm just saying. So you got to be mindful. So some of the baddest women, I mean bad, Holly Berry, Jennifer Lowe, bro, some of the baddest getting cheated on, right? So, I seen her. Don't mind me. But what I'm saying is, there's moments because of what she looks like that you've been denied and you've been denied and you've been denied and you've been denied, and finally you making some headway because now you have a career and now you have something to have pride in. And so much as you have pride in that, you figure everybody that come in and around your like good people, because they gonna have some pride in what you do too. They see you put the work into that thing, not you, but that thing that you're building. It should be your identity in totality. You shouldn't be building nothing that you didn't build on exactly who you are. So every time someone says that, you yourself are the billboard for your thing, right? Like the trainers and things like that. You want to be trainers and things like that. You should be looking the part. You should be ripped and you should be give me some inspiration to do that thing. My big point. She made some headway, thought she was down, and the nigga down with her probably ain't even know. Nigga came for a couple dollars. He seen something a little fly. He want to move on a little bit. She'll know that, right? But she's thinking, I've been rejected so long, and I finally got something to myself. It's like, oh my God, in my career going on, right? Sometimes when people come into your life, you forget to keep doing the work. The thing that attracted them in the first place, you forget to keep doing that and excelling at that. They keep practicing on that. I know that very well. So I wasn't laughing at her. I'm just saying, maybe we can give her a little break. Just maybe, when we consider we ain't been living up to our identity. Or even worse than that, we don't even know our true identity. We are suffering with that. In the midst of our money. No, the money is growing like a motherfucker. I mean, it's getting taller than us. But in the midst of that, we forgetting. There's another identity that we be talking to ourselves about when ain't nobody around and when the substance ain't in us for them few little minutes. Yeah. And then we got a sober thoughts. We be thinking about things that we don't be wanting to think about, that we don't think about when we geeked up. I'm just saying. Maybe we consider such. No. Maybe we can consider such. You heard that? Maybe we can consider such. Love and honor. That's all right, strength in the building, man. Trying to break this thing down, man. Trying to get this thing to a new point, man. Just want to touch on some things, man. Just want to bring some things apparent, man. So now we're trying to get a feel for some things, man. We got some new cameras in this joint, man. So we're trying to figure it out, man. We're trying to figure out lighting, all of that little stuff, man. God is calling me to a new thing, a bigger thing, a better thing. And I understand. I understand what it is to lose everything now. When God wants you, it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother thing. I get into that a whole nother time, though. I'm just coming right back on the scene. I know I ain't making no introduction and I ain't even right. I got y'all though. I got y'all. Salute.